Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to share my first Valentine's Day DIY video for this year with you all. This video does have a bit of a gnome theme to it, and all of these DIYs are super easy and quick, and absolutely anyone can do them. But before we get started, if you are new here, I would love for you to join us by subscribing down below. This first DIY is really quick and easy and less than $2 to create. So I'm starting off with this gnome sign that I found at the Dollar Tree, and I love it. I think it's so beautiful, and I showed this to you guys in my haul from this year. And so all I'm going to do for this DIY is just remove the string from the top part of the hat, and then I'm going to use some of these tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. So I started off with 4 total, but I did end up using 6 of the tumbling tower blocks. So right here I'm just hot gluing 2 of the blocks together, and this is basically just going to make a sturdy base for our gnome to be glued onto. So all I'm doing for this sign is just turning it from a sign into a self-standing decoration. I thought that it was so beautiful all on its own, but I didn't really have anywhere to hang it up, so I thought it would be really fun just to make it be able to stand up on its own, so I could just put it on a bookshelf or a table. Tip for this is to glue your sign at a bit of a diagonal. That seems to help it stand a lot better. And then you see here I did decide to add just another block on top, but I did make sure that top block was pushed towards the center, that way it would be hidden from the front view. And that is it. It is all done. Really quick and simple, but it does make this a lot more usable in my opinion. And if you like that candle that I have styled next to the gnome, that was actually a Dollar Tree DIY from last year. One of my favorites, and they actually have the same exact glass this year, so you can definitely recreate it. I will leave the video for that link down below. This next DIY is not exactly a gnome DIY, but it does go really well with the gnome that we just created. So this is going to be another really quick and simple one. You guys might have seen these already at Dollar Tree. They are very popular this year. It's the set of stacked books, but I'm not crazy about the ribbon that it comes with. So a way just to kind of dress it up and make it look a lot more expensive than it is just to add your own ribbon to it. So I'm just going to add a really simple white ribbon, but I thought it'd be pretty to add some of this cotton twine into the mix. So this 3-pack is from Dollar Tree, and all 3 colors really go well with this, but I decided to go with that center one because I thought the mix of white and pink was really pretty. Just cut a nice long piece and wrapped around a bunch of times, and then for this one I did end up just tying it in the back because I didn't want to create another bow on top. That way it would just kind of be competing with the original bow we created, so I thought that this worked a little bit better, and I think that this really does dress up this set of books so much more than the original ribbon that it came with. Here I have it styled with that gnome sign, and I think the colors just complement each other so well. This next DIY is going to just be this ceramic gnome, and we are going to give it a quick paint job. So you can definitely paint these by hand, and I think that would be so much fun. But if you're looking for a really quick and simple DIY, you can just spray paint it one color. It does look really nice. It does transform it, and just for $1 and some spray paint, you have a really cute little statue that would be perfect for a tier tray. Around Christmas time, Dollar Tree had these little wood figures just like this, but they were houses and they came with a light already in them, and I absolutely fell in love with them. So I was so excited to see that they brought a nice variety of Valentine's Day ones this year. So I went ahead and picked up the gnome one just to go with our gnome theme. Unfortunately, my light did not work, but it was a quick fix, so you can just pop it out really easily. And if you happen to see these at Dollar Tree, definitely pick them up because they are great just to have on hand. I actually had a couple of these on hand already, these little tea light candles, and they fit in perfectly. So if you run out or if your battery dies, you can just pick up a set of those. Even if your tea light does work, you might want to pop it out for painting. It does just make things a little bit easier. So I'm going to get started painting my gnome, and I'm just going to be using some gray, pink, and white today. I started off painting just the mustache, but then I changed my mind and I decided just to paint the entire beard white. I figured it would be a lot easier than having to worry about trying to paint those letters back in. So once I had the beard all painted white, I went ahead and I painted his clothes pink, and then I went in with some gray for the shoes. This was actually so much fun and so relaxing to paint. I really enjoyed it. So now for the hat, I'm also going to go in with that same pink, and the stripe portions that have the heart cutouts, those are all pink, and then for the actual stripes themselves, I use that same color gray that I use for the shoes. I did paint the heart on the end of the hat light pink, but you'll see in a minute that I decided to do something else with it instead. So these DIY stickers are great. They're from Dollar Tree and they're wood, and I decided to put one right in the center of our gnome, and then I decided to add another one to the hat, because I just thought it looked really cute that they were matching. And here is my gnome all lit up. It's a little hard to see with the bright light on it, but it is really sweet at nighttime and looks really cute on a tier tray as well. For this next DIY, I'm starting off with these two signs of the gnomes in the pickup truck. It's a really great sign, nice and vibrant, and even has some 3D elements to it. So to get started, I'm just going to remove that twine from the top, and then I'm going to be using some more of those tumbling tower blocks. Pick these up if you can find them because they are so handy. This is my favorite hot glue gun. I will be using that, and my favorite hot glue sticks. I'll leave both of those linked down below. These really are the best glue sticks. You don't need them, but I really do recommend them. They are my favorite. So for this craft, I'm using 6 of those tumbling tower blocks, and I'm gluing these ones together long ways. So I'm just going to go ahead and make 3 sets of 2. Similar to my first DIY, I wanted this to be a self-standing sign, but I wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit, and instead of just putting some blocks in the back to hold it up on its own, I wanted it to be kind of like a 3D sign. So I'm just going to be hot gluing these 3 sets in the center here. Then I'm just going to add some more hot glue on top of each of them. That way I can attach my top sign to it. So the important thing here is you have to work kind of quickly, because once you get that second sign on, you want to stand it up to make sure all of the tires are sitting flat on the table. That way when it dries completely, it will not be wobbly. To cover up those holes on the top of the sign that were left from that twine, you can definitely use these wood stickers. I think that these are such a great option because they would really kind of just blend into the sign, and you can add a few more around the sign to really just make it look like it was originally part of it. The holes did not really bother me, so I decided not to do this, but I do think it's a really great option. For my last DIY, I'm going to be using this wood piece that I found in the crafter square at the Dollar Tree. So it kind of looks like a mini cutting board, and I'm going to get started by just spray painting it 1 coat in this flat white spray paint. You could just paint this by hand with some chalk paint as well, but spray paint is just so quick. And now I'm going to be adding this picture of these gnomes. So this is just something I found online and printed out on my computer on some cardstock paper. So I'm going to attach it to my sign here with some glue, and then I'm just going to seal it in place with some Mod Podge. And I found this Mod Podge at the Dollar Tree. Once it was dry, I just wanted to add a few more elements to it. So I'm going to get started with some of this cotton twine. This is the same one that I used previously in this video, but this time I'm going to go with the red twine. So I just wrapped it around the neck of the cutting board a bunch of times and tied it into a bow. And now I'm going to be using some of those wood stickers from the Dollar Tree. So I put a red one up top, some of those natural colored ones, and then I put one in the center for the gnomes to hold. You could always swap out the image for something that you prefer. It's just a fun little idea. And here it is styled on a tiered tray. And that is it for today. I have a lot more Valentine's Day DIYs on the way very soon. The next video I'm going to be sharing is actually one of my favorite Valentine's Day videos that I have ever filmed, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. So be sure to subscribe and to turn that notification bell so you are alerted right away as soon as it comes out. Thank you guys so much for watching. To subscribe to my channel, you can just click on my picture right here, and be sure to check out this video for some more Valentine's Day fun.